Hello guys, this is Untitled Tips with another video, and before we move into the real deep, please subscribe to the channel, drop a like. If you have any questions you can ask us in the comments, or even better, join us on Facebook. The link is in the description below. So today we're gonna be talking about Buzzwole, a bug fighting type. He's really nice if you know how to build him right. So let's talk about him. First, the physique. Come on, he's really weird looking Pokemon. He really reminds me of one of these Pokemons in an anime actually called Terraformers. So you can check that out. If it's a really nice anime actually. So you go ahead and check that out as well. He really is one of those characters. So let's talk about his personality. Let's start with his personality. So you want him either on Cheerful, so to increase his speed, since he kind of like is really squishy. He has really low defenses. So if you go actually and check his defenses, he has now his flash, so 116 in IV and 102 in defense, special defense and P defense, and he's a bug type, so he is really weak to fire, and pretty much every endgame Pokemon right now can one-shot him. I mean, Coco one-shot him with her Fey move. Deoxys does too with his either Psychic or whatever attacks he uses. Lele as well. So whoever Pokemon actually one-shots this guy. So I'm still yet to find some Pokemon that does not one-shot this guy from the first turn. So yes, okay, he sounds. I really sound really bad right now. Yes, he's really weak in defenses, but he's super nice if you build him right. So as I said, the personality, Cheerful to increase his speed, or Stubborn to increase his attack. So which one I would choose, it really depends on you. So I would go for each one of them, but it really depends on the build that you want. So one of that would be perfect for him. Stubborn, you can say that he can use it because with Genesect he will be able to stack his attacks up to 10 times, so he will have hell a lot of damage, and then you can use Stubborn. If you want him just to apply his ulti, which is really nice, then you might want him to move as fast as possible, so you can use Cheerful. So I'm opting for the second option, so I'm using Cheerful. So I'm not really using him to do damage more than to just apply his poison. Okay, so that's that. Let's talk about carry items. Since this guy is really weak in terms of defenses, I'm giving him Leftovers. Star, of course, to increase that defense. Anything else would be literally waste on him. If he dies, then you might want to give him Muscle Band. Star, that would work as well. So let's go to Muscle Band. Where is it? Yeah, this is it. It does actually give him a little bit more of P attack as well as damage to 20% into HP. So that's cool as well. Okay, so yeah, otherwise you can give him Quick Claw. That would be great as well. So let's go back to this guy and let's talk a little bit about the bondings. Let's see. Okay, we have Macho. I don't remember the name of this guy. Machamp. Oh, in English it's Machamp. The more I know, so we have Machamp in Intimacy, gives HP, P attack, Landorus, Infusion sadly. So Fusion is really hard. Fate, which is really nice for Lucario, Miguel for Lucario, so that gives P attack, which is kind of needed, and Speed, Intimacy for Mew, so Mewtwo, so that's really nice, which because you gotta still use this guy for support, so either this one or Mewtwo X. So now let's talk about his skills. So we literally use this guy only for poison, so he has this anti-healing skills where if you use him, the enemy cannot heal, so if whatever he heals actually goes the opposite way and it gets damaged instead. That's a really awesome skill. I mean, if this guy was a little bit more stronger in terms more tankier, this Pokemon will literally be the best Pokemon in the game, but since he is really weak in terms of defenses, that's why is kind of squishy and not a lot of people actually use him. So this ability that gives him give him P attack stacks every time someone recover HP for 15 rounds right now. Oh, they buffed him. Oh, the more I know. And also it recover HP every same time as it increase self 10% rage. Nice. Okay. He other skills, fighting types. He deals P damage within 3 turns. That's 100% damage. Treatment will turn into damage, which means whatever you do in healing will turn into 100% damage after 3 turns. This one will not let you make you poisonous and lose 6% HP each turn for 5 rounds. And bug type, which will stop you from healing or stealing HP for 3 rounds. And this one is the best. It's his ulti, which will within 3 turns the Pokemons basically will be defeated by the skill and will increase will basically be this is the anti-healing, literally. So you won't be doing any healing, and it will be the opposite. It will kill you instead. Okay, so that's that. Now let's talk about his equipments, okay, accessories. You really want something really tanky on this guy. So again, you have 2 choices. Either you are using him for your main team as a main part of your team as in a damager. So you want him to survive a lot. So you need to give him something really tanky, maybe Regigas set, or maybe Origin set or something like that in end game that will actually make him really tanky. So that's something you have to think about. Or you are using him in just to apply poison. And then you have to either use Thunder set to increase his speed so he can apply poison, or you want to give him Ho-Ho set so he doesn't die. So those are the sets that you can actually use in end game. As for mid game, Doyen and his P attack, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, so Doyen or Titanium set would be perfect. Otherwise, just give him any set you can, since you won't have any other choices. Okay, now let's talk about the hidden skills. So this is the build, and in the build again, you have 2 choices. Again, if you go with stubborn personality and you want to make him a real part of your team, you have to make him really tanky, which means give him as much healing as possible and give him as much defense as possible. So Crystal Body is a must, healing a lot, which means Synthesis, Power of Life, as well as healing for these are a must. Guardian Spirit, we're not even gonna talk about that. That's a must, because if you don't do it, this Pokemon will die literally in the first round. And increases speed, swift as the wind. So right now what we can choose, the one that I just said, which means healing, he and he, these 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are literally a must. So you cannot use this Pokemon without this. Literally, you cannot use it without this, because if you do, he's just gonna die. And now we have 3 lefts, which are High, Concentration, and Crystal Body. So now you can either go full defense, which means use Crystal Body, then use some sort of other defenses. I think you can use the P defense one, which is Elemental Skin and Iron Skin. Then those are the 3 that you can use. Or you can go for this is, of course, if you are using him as stubborn and as a main part of your team. If you are using him as cheerful and you just want him to apply poison, then you need him to reach his ulti as fast as possible. That's why we are using concentration here and focus energy, and that's why we are using high. So he will start with 50% rage, then he will reach his ulti after 3 rounds. So of course, if no one hits him, if someone just hits him and he survives, then he will reach it much faster. Okay, now let's talk about where you can use this guy. Okay, so if you gonna use him with poison, I would say you have to use him with Genesect, since he's the only one that will buff his damage as well as buff his defenses. And you might want to give some other Pokemon that you can that buff defenses, maybe Regirock, maybe Steelix, maybe what's his name, Xenos. So these Pokemon are actually buff defenses. So if you want to use him, these Pokemons must be there. So it's really hard if they are not there. If you want to use him for poison only, Genesect must be there again. So you cannot use him anywhere else without Genesect, basically. So that's the possible teams he can fit in. Only you can use him in a Sword of Justice team as well. But again, you kind of have, yeah, you can use him in Sword of Justice since they have spotlights with Cobalion and Vasion. That would be kind of good as well. Okay, so that would be semi-sacrifice team, and he will be kind of OP with that, you know. Okay, let's move to something that we actually forgotten, which is skills, the abilities. So the abilities right now, again, now here comes the deal breaker. If you're gonna use him with Stubborn, which means you're gonna use him with your main team as and you want him to be a damager and survive, I do actually recommend this one, Rock Armor. So with Rock Armor, he will survive at least the first round. So this one, actually, I recommend this one for both cases, since he will survive for both in the first round. And if he survives, then he might just get buffed by defenses, or at least get buffed by other Pokemons, again, by using his defenses. That will make him survive a little bit more damage. Or if you just use him as a damager, you know that you're gonna invest a lot in his attributes in defense. Then you can use him with Land Strike. That actually will be really nice since he will have a huge amount of damage. But if you're gonna use him as Cheerful, then I would recommend Speed Boost. So he will gain that. He will have awesome speed, and he will gain that. Rage as soon as possible. So these are the only choices you guys have. Again, as I said, in special attack, he in endgame you can literally beat he as well special attack. But if you're not, this is what you need to lock. So these 5 here are the one that you need to lock, and I would recommend to actually concentrate on his P defense and special defense a lot. See if you want him to survive. Otherwise, you need to concentrate on his speed. Okay, I think this is pretty much it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. See you later with another video.